Hello. Okay. And we're starting in 0 seconds. I'm going to be looking at my replay that I just uploaded, mainly just to see and learn what the AI is doing. I'm going to turn the voice volume down a little bit. It's good to have a look at your opponent and see what they are doing compared to you after each match. Might be going a bit fast here. I will increase the speed because it is a 40-minute game and I don't really want to sit through and comment on 40 minutes of it, and I'm sure you don't want to do that either. So I see that the AI starts a bit differently. It actually does 2 to 2 and then 3, and then it goes for a vehicle lab. Okay, that's interesting. It's not a bot lab. Okay, it's got point defense. Doesn't really need that on a map like this, but it does it. Got more metal. Looks like by this stage I've got about the same as him, but okay, yeah, so I started building a few more metal extractors and some metal converters. He's got some more point defense. He's got radar. Oh, 2 point defense. Okay, that's interesting. So even though this is an advanced AI and it is hard, it is making some weird choices for this map. Okay, it's going into the water to get metal rather than going to this point here, but okay. Another radar. Well, I guess that's good for knowing where unit movement is, but it doesn't really cover that much of a map, so it's kind of assuming that it's going to be a push from the middle. We've got one little scout running around seeing what's happening. I guess maybe it's assuming that there might be an attack coming, or just scouting around to make sure there's no enemies there. Now these are mainly, yeah, it's a light tank, so these are land units. They're not going to be very versatile later on. And yeah, it is building a lot of different land units. Got the brute there. Okay, interesting. So far it's assuming that it's going to be a land battle, even though you've got a huge bridge of water. Well, 2 more point defense there. Okay. It's pretty much filled up all of its metal. Now that's one mistake that I was making. I don't actually fill up these metals with my commander. I don't use my commander enough to just get metal. Might be something to think about. Alright, so we do have a lot of construction units. Against that, guess that is a lot of... Sorry about the phone. A lot of build power right there. Now we've got more land units, although these are amphibious, so at least they can go across the water. What else have we got? Let's do a bit of an overwatch. Okay, so we've got more metal building there. Tidal generators, that's something that I haven't been doing, but they don't. 20, you might as well just build solar panels, although I guess they take up more room. Then again, I do build tighter builds. Okay, so I've got my air up now and I'm scouting around, so that's good timing. So at least, yeah, okay. So I know where he's going. Now I didn't quite see this push here, although it doesn't seem to actually go very far. He could have actually pushed quite a bit out onto this island where I've already built. But he doesn't seem to do that. He does go across the map. And then just stops and reverses course. Is that because it's noticing a lot of air? And maybe anticipating a bit of a fight here? That could be it. Interesting. Okay. So what have we got here? Okay, we've got Tech 2 fusion reactor already. We've got a Tech 2 vehicle lab. Again with the vehicle labs. Okay, it prefers vehicles than bots. That's interesting. I wonder if that's just for this map. Got a lot of missile tanks, things like that. Units you can't really use. I mean, they're good. They're okay for defense, I guess, but right now I'm pumping out air. A bit of skirmish going on there that we had. It's still building. Okay, so it has built a couple of converters as well, so it knows that there's a shortage of metal. Although it has taken up a lot of metal. I am trying to prevent it from taking all this middle metal, which is why the barricade of fighter planes and bombers and torpedo bombers here is kind of covering my bases. Well, we got Tech 2 advanced metal extractors going up everywhere. Now, based on the statistics, I actually have a lot more metal production than he has. Same with energy production, so I'm constantly ahead of him, so that's good with eco, although I wasn't doing any sort of real damage to him apart from the push-outs that he was doing. We got more advanced energy reactors. He's still pumping out those muskrats. Interesting. There's like a ton of them. Got a lot of construction turrets here. Idle time down. I don't like that. Okay, so now he's gone at 22 minutes. He's gone for an experimental gantry. That's interesting. Now I already had mine up and already building my first experimental, so that was ahead of that. That's good. Okay, advanced energy converter. Excellent. Yep, still preventing him from pushing out too much. That's good. To be honest, I could have taken... He's building no air, so I could have done a lot of bombing runs by now. And I could have done... with less air defense, because he just doesn't build air at all. So I can skip on that, build mass bombers and do a couple of bombing runs, do some eco damage, really put him down on his back foot. What else have we got? Okay, I know what I did. Let's just concentrate on here. So now he's okay, so he's creating a catapult. That's interesting. He's not going for anything bigger, just that at the moment. Building up eco. I'm still preventing a lot of his pushes. Now what was he doing on his island? Not much, bit of point defense. Okay, and this is where I push out with my subs to try and make sure that he's not doing anything funky with C units, but I noticed that hey, he's just not building any C units at all. Let's take 3 hovercrafts. Okay. Okay. Alright, so not quite what I expected. Advanced fusion reactor. Well, hardened energy storage, so he's doing energy storage like I was doing. Okay, what's my statistics? I'm still ahead of metal, and I'm still ahead of energy. Excess energy. I've killed a lot more units than him. Okay, so this is where I got a little bit worried when he had these hover tanks out. Wasn't quite aware of how many he had. I didn't even know about these catapults. He's also got a Shiva there. So this is when I did my little push with my Titan. Didn't quite realize exactly how many. Oh, that's when the Kroger, or the Juggernaut I should say, came out. So okay, so I pushed in just as he was pumping it out. Okay, so that's good timing. I knew I would have to go into this corner because I saw some of these energy beams being fired, and I was like, oh crap, okay, let's do as much eco damage as possible before we get wiped out. I'm glad that the Juggernaut went that way. Yeah, this is when I try to do as much. I should have walked straight into the base, that way my explosion would have done a bit more damage. This is where the Juggernaut went out. Now this I didn't understand. He kind of just parked his Juggernaut in the corner here somewhere, didn't he? Yeah, and he just stands there. And then, yeah, boom. Okay. Maybe he just wanted to take out my sub-army? Don't know. Okay, I've got another Titan going across. I've got a bit of backup from my Dreadnoughts here, although they weren't really all that useful. I guess a bit of a distraction. Maybe smaller units would have done best with that. I should have stopped my air production by now. It's way too much air for what I needed. honestly, by now I probably could have. He's got another Juggernaut out there. Okay, I pull back. I'm not sure why I pulled back. I think it was because I wanted to make a more advanced push with at least 2 Titans. But that gave him enough time to get his Juggernaut all the way over to here. And he is still building another one. How quickly is he building that one? I've got no real way of telling. Okay. Maybe it's a setup that I need to change. My statistics quickly. Alright, I'm still above. I'm still ahead on everything on him. That should be it. Because, okay, so yeah. He hasn't managed to rebuild anything up here, which is good. And this is where I go for the Commander. Alright, maybe I should have gone for the Commander a bit earlier. Got rid of him a bit quicker. Definitely could have done that maybe with my first Titan. And then definitely all that air up here is just, yeah, it wasn't doing anything. I'm pumping out Titans. Yeah, I had him licked from the beginning. I could have pushed a lot quicker. Alright, well, thanks for watching. That was a good lesson for me. I know a little bit about what the AI is thinking. I'll play again a couple of times and see if he keeps repeating or if maybe he kind of changes it up from time to time. Alright, thanks for watching.